Hello and welcome to VetterLand channel. I will be taking this lower receiver and we will install a trigger assembly. Just a word or a note, depending on what type of trigger assembly you're using. In some cases, you could actually install your hand grip and your safety lever first, but prior to installing your trigger assembly. But it all depends on what type of trigger assembly you're going to be using. Originally, I was going to use just a standard, I have a Anderson lower here, and originally I was going to use just like the standard Anderson trigger assembly, but I'm going to actually use the enhanced trigger assembly. Alright, so let's get into this. It's a pretty simple assembly. If you're a subscriber to my channel, I actually did a video on this Anderson lower kit, letting you ladies and gents know what actually come in this kit. So if you haven't seen that video, take a look at it. It's a good look. Now, this is not a unboxing. I actually have done some pre-assembly stuff. Just gonna drop the contents out on the table here. Oops, and that's what you don't want to do. You want to make sure you keep up with all these parts here. You have springs and pins and alrighty, moving right along. So what we have here, like I say, I did some pre-assembly. This is the orientation. You want to make sure that you install your springs in, and it's very easy to install. Just for the sake of speeding up this video, I did some pre-assembly, but the spring pops right off. You know, I'll take one leg of the spring off for you guys. It just pops off just like that, and you just slip this right over that. But this is the orientation for the spring for the trigger assembly. It's the trigger group here. This is the orientation for your hammer. You want to make sure that your spring is situated just like this. And again, it's just a matter of, this comes in a bag. You just want to slip this over the hammer. As a matter of fact, I just took it completely off. You just take this, which comes in a bag, put one end on first, slip the other end on, and you're all set. So just like that. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do, you take this tapered spring, you mount the wider end in the bottom of your trigger just like that. There's a little hole in here. Here, let me pull that up. There's a little hole in there. You just sit it right there where that little recess hole is down there. Drop that in place. Just like that. That's your disconnector spring, that little spring there. Drop this back into the lower assembly. Alrighty, so like I say, you just drop your trigger assembly down through the lower receiver. And what you do is you take your disconnector, and the hole that's here in your disconnector is gonna meet up with the hole that's in your trigger assembly. And all of that is gonna come together and form one perfect union in that hole down there. So if you could see that, you could see completely through there. What I'm gonna do is take my punch, drive it through here from left to right, just like that. Then I'm gonna take my pen, my trigger pen, and just run it right through here, replacing. As I push the punch out, it'll be getting replaced with this pen here. Let me change my angle on the camera So, trying to capture this. Alright, so what you're going to do is just keep working this through here. Sometimes it takes some finagling. Sometimes you have to work the disconnector and everything with your hand and just keep pushing, but when it's all said and done, that's how you want it to end up looking. Just like that. Alright, let's get the hammer installed now. So what you're going to want to do is take your pre-assembled hammer with the spring already on it, and you're going to collapse the spring just a little bit, resting it right on top of, you're just going to feed it on the walls of, over the top of the trigger assembly. You rotate this. Get everything lined up. Just like that. And I'm going to run my punch through here. Sorry, I'm getting out of frame here. Just going to run my punch through. Just like that. And I take my install pin. Trying to maintain some pressure on here. Feed the install pin in. You really don't want to defer to using a mallet and different things, because if you end up having to do that, that means something isn't lining up. That's how it's supposed to look. Then what you want to do is just test it out. Make sure you keep your hand on the hammer. You do not want this to slam into your receiver, because you could do a lot of damage. So just test it out, make sure it cocks. Then you reset it, fire, and that's it. That is how you install your trigger assembly. So that is how that's done. If you found this video useful, please hit that like button. Also, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave it in the comment section, and I will respond to it. And last but not least, consider subscribing to the channel, because it really helps my channel a lot. Alright, ladies and gents, you know how I do it. Thank your local law enforcement. Thank your local first responders, whether that's fire, EMS. Also, thank your local military personnel, because freedom is not free. Somebody's always out there, paying the cost, sometimes the ultimate sacrifice, so we could stay free in this great United States of America. Vetter Guns and Gear, I'd like to thank you again for watching my video today. Vetter Guns and Gear, out here.